everyone. Welcome back in today's episode of Transport Talks. My name is Muano Cindy and I am your host. And we are addressing the challenges of rural transportation, specifically focusing on the case of Turamira municipality in Limpopo province, especially in this episode today. As we said in the previous episode, our goal is to shed light on the experience of residents and explore the innovative solutions that are transforming rural transportation. Today, I am with a new guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Sedzani Nemauluma. I am currently a student studying towards my LLB here at WITS. I was born in Limpopo, but I grew up in Johannesburg. I go to Limpopo twice a year during the holidays. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having you. I am thankful that you're here. So today with Sedzani, let's embark on a journey to better understanding and address the challenges of rural transportation in Turamira municipality. Mm-hmm. So grab your headphones, sit back, and let's dive into today's episode of Transport Talks. Yes. So with further ado, let's jump right into the conversation and explore how we can create a more accessible and accessible and connected future for all. So, a question to you, Sedzani. Mm-hmm. How do you view the current state of rural transportation in Limpopo?
Of course I wouldn't know about like everyone else, but I would know about every time I go to visit my grandmother, right? So there are two like rural villages that I go to during the holidays. So my dad's side and my mom's side. So I feel like it's currently bad, but it could be worse.
Okay.
It could definitely be worse, but at the same time I feel like they can do a lot to make sure that it's better for people, because imagine having to pay like almost 50 rand just to go to town.
I know.
I was so shocked at that. I was so shocked because usually my mom wouldn't take me to town with her. I'd just like be with my cousins and playing around. But then when I grew up and I found out that I actually have to pay that much money to get to town,
you were just like, now it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense, actually.
I mean, now you're not going out, now it makes sense. Yeah. Because now you understand.
She wasn't going to take me with her to pay that amount of money. I mean, all of us?
No way.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so, like you said, you already said how this thing affects people on an everyday life. You just go there once in a year, and you have these people who are facing this problem every day. They have to go to school, they have to go to the clinic. It's a mission. Imagine if you were there. Imagine
every single day.
Every single day. Every single day. And because you do have like a sort of experience to that. What would you do?
What would I do?
What would you do? Like maybe some insight nyana somewhere.
I mean, if I had money, I would probably just, buy taxis and just make sure the Ubers are in the rural areas as well.
Talking about Ubers.
Yeah.
A whole Turamira municipality in Kando, they took Ubers to. Now it's like taxi. Literally, in Johannesburg, you'll never find an Uber coming to you to say,
Let's negotiate.
Are you going? Hey, are you going somewhere? How much are you willing to pay? And I'm just like, I thought I have to request you, and you are talking about taking them to rural places in Turamira.
Can I actually tell you a story?
Okay.
This one time I went to Thoyando, and you know how Thoyando is like. You know the. Of course, I don't know like literally how that goes, but like I know that the mall is like a bit far from
the
where we usually from Plaza.
Yes, from Plaza, where we usually shop, where everyone goes, the taxis goes there. Yes. Yeah, where everything is.
So it's a bit far, right? So this one time I'm just like, okay, let me take an Uber to go to the mall. So I take an Uber, Shabu, the person comes, and then we get into the Uber, and then he drives me to He drives me to Tabani Mall.
Mm.
And then he's like to me, where do you stay? At the time, I was visiting my father's side of the family. So I'm like, no, I stay in Mashiru. And then he's like, yeah, but like, you can call me, you can take my number, and then you can call me, and then I can take you home after. I'm just like, do you know how far Mashiru is from
Do you know how far it is? It's far.
I'm like, do you know, you want to tell me that you're going to drive me for 45 minutes, and how much am I supposed to pay you? He's like, no, we can negotiate. I'm like, no. Just take a taxi.
And the fact that everyone in Venda, they just think maybe we are friends, because there's no way I will just go around giving people my numbers. It's like the service there, it's so different. In Johannesburg, I'll probably just sit in an Uber quiet though, and not saying anything, just get me where I'm going. There is like my brother. The culture there is different. He's gonna talk to you, try, you this surname. Okay, I know this person.
Yes.
It's just so different. It's just so different, and it's just fun to be around. At the same time, as a Nanendi Movenda, but then at the same time, I do feel uncomfortable at some point. I'm like, okay, I don't know you. I know I'm at home. We speak the same language. We experience the same things, but then at the same time, I cannot be going around trusting people. I think also that the way I view things back home is affected by how I live this side in Johannesburg, because I experience, it's danger, don't just talk to anyone, be careful, like just have your eyes open. At home, I'm curious what's happening around me.
Who is this?
I'm observing. So everyone, I think back home just think this is normal, and it's not normal. So yeah.
Especially with the transition from Johannesburg, where you have to be careful of everyone, because everyone is just from like different cultures. Everyone is from, like, you never know what their intentions are with you. But when it's back at home, you kind of think like, if it's a guy who's driving an Uber, you probably think, like maybe he thinks I'm like a little sister.
Yes.
Sometimes they think you're a makoti there. They just think,
of course, you never know with this guy. You never know what you're gonna get. You never.
Yeah.
But then it's a fun experience every day. I always laugh when I go to Translate, because I'm just like, hi, literally they'll be like, you know how taxis will be like, beep, beep, beep. They'll be like, beep, beep, beep. Makoti, okay, guy. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun experience. And I'll literally, but then, would I call anyone to go back, to go to Venda to experience this? I don't think I would, because people in Venda, they are so, like, in themselves.
Really?
They try speaking in English in Venda.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try speaking in English in Venda.
In
Venda, I'm telling you, you won't like it. I remember this other time I was coming from Johannesburg, guys. I was coming from Johannesburg. I forgot that I was home. And I was like, can I please have a plastic?
Oh, honey.
Their eyes, their side eye. I'm talking about a whole Woolworth, guys. I just said, can I have a plastic? And this lady gave me a side eye like, why are you speaking English? You're black.
You're Venda.
You're Venda. And I'm like, I literally said sorry, guys. I was like, sorry. I'm so sorry. Compra plastic. I'm so sorry, guys. We're moving away from transportation. Yeah, we're moving away from.
We're really digressing.
Yeah. So going back to transportation, and just diving into this experience of rural transportation, and I don't know if you have noticed that, because in this world we actually do need like the government support in this transportation services, but then in Venda, I learned that there's not really like a government transportation like the metro bus that is helping the communities they around. No, it's actually private all private companies are doing all this. It's taxes from private companies, buses like Magwaba, that are Neshituni. They are all private companies, and those people are doing great things. And yes, and I feel like these are also like one of the solutions that people can look at, that like what we do, collaborating with the government, collaborating with private institutions, so that we can make this great community, because literally the whole community is being driven privately, if we have to check that, because we don't see the government doing anything. Only what they do is provide with infrastructure that is not even there.
It's not even there.
It's not even there.
Yeah.
It's not even there. Like I went to the village that she said, actually just like a neighborhood. I was going there, guys. From where I was coming from, it's not that far. Like, it's not that far. I think it's like 10 kilometers. How many minutes does, I don't know, but then yes, I remember that previous years when I was still in high school, I used to go there. Maybe it would take us like maybe 15 minutes. And then last year when I went there, there was potholes everywhere.
The potholes.
These are not the potholes you see in Johannesburg, guys. Potholes almost every 2 seconds, and you just like,
tell me about those potholes.
Yo.
My brother just bought a car, and we went to Thoyando together. And every time we'd hit a pothole, it would just hit us hard. You could see that your man's is dying inside. It's just like, oh my god! And I'm just like, calm down.
And it's not even about the car yet now. It's about the distance. Now it's not even like, now it's close. It's far, yet not far, but then the road condition makes it far, because we're gonna take time. We are here dodging potholes. It's a lot.
Also, in that village that I was talking about, my mother's side of the village, right? They've been constructing roads for like the past 10 years, I think. Hamakuya has been my goodness, I don't even know how to say this, but I feel like there's been development. It's just that the development is very, very slow, because my mom said that back then it was just gravel road, like literally from Hamakuya to Thoyando, gravel road. Now so basically you would be driving there for like 3 hours back then, but now because they're trying to fix the roads, and there's just been like this sand on the side of the road. It's like they dumped it there.
I think I know what she's talking about, because I think this is and I think on the previous episode I mentioned that people really don't fix what they don't see, and I think the route that you're talking about is only being fixed because that's the route to Kruger National Park.
Oh yes.
So that's why it has been there. They've been trying to just fix the road, and they're fixing it because it's gonna benefit them.
So they're not fixing anything else. They're just fixing that route because it takes you there.
Yes, it takes you literally to the Pufari gates of the Kruger National Park. So yes. And then you just see that people just do these things to benefit themselves. Not trying to provoke anyone though.
Yeah, no. No, but like the government has to fix it. Like that's just what it is. We're tired of like carpooling with the neighbors, and because obviously the Uber system is not gonna move to the rural areas until the infrastructure is fixed. So maybe even I feel like also the problem is not just the transportation system on its own. It's the infrastructure. Also, imagine having the mall so far away. It's like, why don't you build like maybe like a shopping center somewhere near? Because I feel like that facilitates growth within the community. Facilitates
like in Chiramba now.
Yes. Chiramba. I feel like even the transportation system is so much better now.
It is so much better now.
Because they're like shopping centers and things like that. I feel like it's really developing. So in other villages that are like far, like Bohamakuya, Boniani, for example.
Tell me all about it. Where I come from, I don't go back on that one, because where she, like comparing from where she comes from, there's like a corner where she goes. With her, there is an infrastructure, there is a tar road to get where you go.
Yes, there is a tar
But
road.
then potholes. With me,
it's just gravel.
It's gravel. The same distance she's traveling back home with tar road. I have that same experience with gravel. I have to deal with a lot.
And dusty cars. When you get home, your car is dusty. It's very dirty. And do you know the vendor soil?
Yay! Not good. Like I saw this girl. Come if you wanna see this, come to vendor during rainy seasons. Guys.
Yep.
Yeah. You have never seen
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it because
it's quite frustrating.
It is.
It's quite frustrating.
And then people, that's when you see, I think also coming this side, I will go to people's houses and then I'll just take out my shoes. And then they'll be like, why are you taking off your shoes? Guys, when there's no way you're going to get inside with that shoe. In whose house? Tell me. In whose house? Traveling on those roads. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and at some point I know that the government is also struggling financially. But then, why are we voting? Why are we still voting?
Absolutely. If we get into the politics of it, we could be sitting here the whole entire day. To be honest,
because I know, like, we sigh because this is literally something that you will cry about. Every day. I also, I remember, like I told you, we have like dirty roads. I had to get to school. I didn't get to stay home. Because of the roads. There was no way I was gonna travel to school every day. Because also, it's also, this thing is also affected by the population, because I only got to see that the school that I attend, there's only 2 of us from that village that goes there. So there's no way I'm gonna have like a transport to school.
Transporting two students.
Two students, because people are going. There's schools there, but then when you need a better education, you gotta go somewhere else.
And you do have to go.
You have to go somewhere else, but then there's like challenges that comes out with that, which is transportation. So I remember just standing in the roads around 5 a.m. trying to get not even a taxi,
a bus,
not even a bus.
Don't tell me a bakkie.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
And then sometimes when it's summer, not summer season, maybe autumn. Which season that is like super windy?
Autumn.
Yes, like autumn. You're gonna get to school with the brown eyebrows.
Oh, not eyebrows.
I'm telling you, that's
eyebrows.
Don't laugh, guys. Don't laugh about it. Like, you're gonna get to school with brown eyebrows because you're at the. Guys, I don't want to think about my. But then we went through a lot. So
I'm really sorry.
that's why I will keep on like addressing this rural
transportation
challenges. Yes. And then, do you think, I don't know if you know about this, but then do you think, are there any specific challenges and barriers the municipalities face in providing those functional rural transportation services?
Are there any challenges?
Like the municipalities, not
corruption?
Corruption is one of them.
Corruption.
You invented tenders.
I feel like these people, because I've heard if you grew up listening to Parapara FM, obviously, or even like just recently, if you go home, obviously our parents listen to Parapara FM all the time. So I would hear Ratando interviewing these people who are in power, in positions of power, when it comes to like handling infrastructure and the tenders in Limpopo. And then they were asking them, they're like, the budget came out. They gave you the money to fix the road. The exact road that I'm talking about, where the sand is just on the side of the road and they're not doing anything. I think now it's only now that the project is moving. And the answers that they're giving these people, my goodness, I'm just like, can't you construct a better answer? Like we are working on it. You've been working on it for the past 10 years. How is it that you don't laugh? This is a serious matter. And I feel like for the Hamakuya side, I feel like maybe it's a bit like much better because as compared to Watuba Niani, for example, because the taxis that go to Toyando usually like end Hamakuya.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait like for like 20 minutes to get the next taxi. So if you're going somewhere and you have an appointment and you're in a rush,
20 minutes, that's little.
I know. Yes. That's why I'm saying it's so much better than what other people experience, because I know with some people it's like 1 hour intervals and the taxis get filled up like pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially during like holidays where everyone is like home. So with us it's like 20 minutes. But if you miss the 20 minutes, unlike here, if you want a taxi here, 2 minutes, another one taxi passes, the next one is right here, right? And with buses, I know that you have to take one in the morning or late. I think it's one bus.
Yeah, it's two. It's one.
It's one, ne?
Yeah, 5 a.m. and 1 5 a.m. from the village, and then another one 5 p.m. from town.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if I clock off at 6 p.m.
Then you have to take a taxi, and sometimes the taxi is finished. Oh my goodness, you're reminding me of this experience that I had. Oh my god, it's so traumatizing. I don't even know if I want to talk about it right now. But there was a time where my mom took me to town with, right? We went to town together. No, I don't think it was that. Oh yeah. Because usually my dad drives us back home, right? Yes. So he couldn't drive us at that time. So we ended up taking a taxi to go home, and then we went home, and then we had to get off in Toyando and then take another taxi home. Yes. But unfortunately, we got to Toyando like quite late. Yes. So it was the last taxi. So people were like fighting for the taxis, and because
they even get through inside the taxi through the windows, guys. It's crazy.
Because I'm a little fighter, I was still young at that time. Because I think I'm a little fighter, I'm there fighting like I also want to go home. And then my mom is behind me like, no, baby, come on, like move, let these people get in, like we'll make a plan.
And they probably know each other, and they're like, who's this?
And I'm just like, oh my goodness, mom, how are we gonna get home? Because they're saying this is their last taxi. I was panicking, to be honest, and that was like a traumatizing experience. So I feel like it would be really amazing if this issue is dealt with immediately, expeditiously, honestly, because wow.
Yeah, I feel like also if the taxi industry could collaborate with the government and just have more taxi going to villages like our villages, not just having 2 taxis coming in a day.
No, but another problem, the infrastructure, because they're also trying to make sure that their taxis are working properly. So if a taxi is like using the gravel road that has massive potholes all the time, then obviously they're also losing on their side, because it doesn't only take petrol for a car to move. You need to fix the tires all the time. I don't know what other car parts.
The taxis are falling apart.
The taxis are falling apart.
The doors are open.
Like, it's not that bad. But yeah, I feel like it also comes from a point where they don't want to spend so much money trying to fix these taxis. So it's also on the government. Like, it's back to the government again to try and fix the roads also. Because if you fix the road, then I don't think that people will have a problem with buying more taxis.
Because people are, of course, people now that there's infrastructure, people will want to go to town because now it's functional. People will like to have taxis going there where there's more population wanting to travel. So it's a win-win.
It is.
Like, think about it, guys. Think about it. It's a win-win. At the end of the day, we're doing this for the community, and we're gonna support you. We're gonna support the government. Trust on us. Trust on us, the rural residents. We're gonna give you money.
Where are you getting the money, my sister?
No, we're gonna vote for you. Yeah, we're gonna vote for you. We're gonna come through for you. When they say, if it's ANC, EFF, if they say come through. Now, if you give me an infrastructure where I stay, I'm running. I'm a supporter. I want fan. come
And they
through.
really should. They really should fix this issue because it's not nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly not nice because I remember even in December, in order for me to go to town, when I was dodging to pay that 40 something rand just to go to town, I'd call my cousin like, "Hey, cousin, like,
You even
when
make
are you
face that
going
you don't
to
want to make.
town?" You know, and thing is,
Yeah.
I didn't like the people that he hung out with.
Mm.
I still don't. But because, I just wanted to squeeze myself in so I didn't have to pay that 40 something rand. Because I'm just like, with this 40 something rand, I can get like, ice cream from
Streetwise, yeah,
Milky
no.
Lane, like
Mhm.
something. So yeah, I would always like contact my cousin, like, cousin, when are you going down to town? I just hate the fact that my dad is not back at home when I'm at home. So
Mhm.
it's a bit challenging for me. But that's that. Just fix the roads. Fix the roads. We are struggling as the people.
And then about that struggling and this making new connections just to get where you're going. Now I remember, or you have to like force yourself to know this people who owns private drivers. You have to you have to know them, because when I get inside a car that I don't know, I'm not. I am trying to get where I'm going, but then at the same time, I am not safe.
You're safe.
As a woman, I'm not safe. There's a high possibility of being kidnapped.
Yep.
There's a high possibility of me being raped. I don't. And with where I stay, there's bush. Every time, and then it's just like 5 minutes of passing that bush.
The bushes, my God.
We're going through a lot just to get what we need. Service. So service is all we need.
And it's not just the roads. Also, I know this is like specifically about transportation, but I've noticed that when it comes to water as well, like the people, they struggle with water. Imagine only getting water once a week.
But that actually, when you're talking about that, the other person who was here on the interview on the last episode, he was also like giving insight, or we can't just focus on rural transport. Like it's not that important, because there's something that we need every day, like water. You don't travel every day, but then there's water.
Some people don't have electricity.
Yes, there's so many things that we are worrying about. I don't know. That's just a lot. That's
basic human rights. Basic, we need to have an access to water. That is a basic human right.
And I feel like they take advantage that we live in villages, so there's like a river somewhere. So at some point they're gonna figure
rivers
it out.
Have dried out. Rivers, please, hey, stop it with the rivers. The rivers have dried out. I'm not sure if you stay in like next to Ruvubu or something. But if you stay in Hamakuya, what river are you gonna find in Hamakuya? There's no rain even. So
they have dry trees. That's how bad it is.
So dry. Like it makes no sense.
Like in Hamakuya, the government, I feel like even the roads they have to like stop about it and focus on the water, because it's dry. It's dry.
So dry. It's so dry. Usually on days when it's time to fetch the water, I actually like run, because I'm like, so I must carry a water container on my head? What? If you're not doing that, then you have to push a wheelbarrow, and I'm like, I do not know this. I'm not used to this. And we do get 6 packs. Why do you think village people are so healthy? But anyway, that's
that's out of the topic.
Yeah, no, for real. But yeah, there are so many things that they need to fix before we even get to transport. But it would really help if the development would come, even if it's transportation, to be honest, at this point. Just do something.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was it with Sedzani and Nemauluma. We had to cut the interview because it was super long. So I hope you enjoy the conversation between us. Bye.